Hello and welcome to Reader's Retreat. I'm Paul, and this is the Stephen King books that I need to read. These are all the Stephen King books to date that I have that I need to read. Now, if I'm rereading, I'll let you know because there's some books I read a long time ago, then there's some I haven't read at all. And there's even a book on here that I've already DNF'd 3 times, but I'm going to still try to read it. Okay. Let me get all the way up to Mississippi here. Okay, the first book is going to be It. Stephen King's It. I DNF'd this 3 times in the last 4 years, but I'm still going to try to read it. It's a chunker. I'm trying to see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. There's 1,157. Nope, there ain't. That's the acknowledgments. And I don't know about anybody else. I always read the acknowledgments and stuff first before I even pick up the book to read. Uh, there's 1,153 pages in this book. And any of these Stephen King books that anybody wants to buddy read with me, you let me know. There is one in here that I am going to be buddy reading next month with people. If you want to join in, you're more than welcome to do it. But right here is it. But any of these, I'll buddy read anybody. And the second book I'm going to show you is the last book of the Dark Tower series, book 7. It is called The Dark Tower. It is the last book in the Dark Tower series, like I said. And I really need to get this read to finish up this series. And I'm enjoying this series. I see this one here has some pictures in it, which the rest of them I don't think did. Anyway, I want to let you know. Uh, okay, that's just about Stephen King. Hmm. Let's see. Uh, okay, at least 830 pages in this book. And I really want to get this done, get this series under the belt. And yes, I've enjoyed every book of this series. Uh, there were some that started off slow and stuff, and I was hoping, you know, I thought maybe I don't know, maybe I wasn't going to do it and enjoy it, but I was wrong because it turned out that I did like it. So this is a book that I'm already reading. Well, I'm not reading, but I'm going to be reading this year just to finish that off. I'm going to put that one over here. The next book I'm going to show you is one I just got. And I really hate these stickers. Sometimes you can get them off, sometimes you can't. Nope. I'm going to have to work on that. Uh, but this is Firestarter. Now, I have never read this. I've never seen the movie. And but I did buy the book. I'm trying to get all of his books, and I don't care if it's softback or if it's hardback anymore. I just want to get them and read them. Another one I've had for a long time is Insomnia. Uh, I'm thinking I read this a long time ago when it first came out, but I'm not going to swear to it. Uh, then I tried to read it, or I had it on my TBR, and I just never got to it. So I need to get that read. Another one is The Regulators. He wrote this one with Richard Buckman, as Richard Buckman, I should say, not with. Uh, so uh, the original one would say the author is Richard Buckman instead of Stephen King. But this one says Stephen King writing as Richard Buckman. So that is going to be interesting. It's not as big as most of your King's uh, books. It's only 377 pages. So for King, that's a short one. It's not his shortest one, because he did do shorter ones, and I didn't care for them. This one here is Needful Things. Uh, I think I read it when it first came out, but I can't remember it. And I started to watch the movie, but something got my attention, and I had to go do something, and never did finish the movie. So I really can't remember anything about this story. But it's Needful Things. This is one of his bricks, as some people call these. Uh, 798 pages. So this is going to be a long one, people. Because I have a lot of books of Stephen King. And this is the one I've never seen the movie. I never read. I've heard people talk about it, and heard people say how much they love this book. And that's Misery. Misery is one that I've never read, but they say the book is way better than the TV show or the movie, because the movie left out a lot of the torture, as what I heard. So, Misery is another one I'm going to be getting to. And then another one. Now, this one I've read. I read this when it first came out. This is another one that he was writing under Richard Buckman, but it is one of my favorite King novels, and that is Thinner. I'm going to be rereading that, that's for sure. But because, like I said, I read it when it first came out years ago, and I just enjoy it. I don't know if it tells you what years that these things came out in. 1984. So the copyright is 1984 for this book. So, and honestly, I like this cover better than I like the hardback cover that I had. Now, here's one I did see the movie of more than once, and that is Christine. This is about a 1958 car that has a spirit in it, and uh, so, and like I said before, any of these books you guys want to buddy read with me, let me know, and we'll make up a date for it. I think I mean, I probably can stick in a couple buddy reads this year still. Now, here's one that Stephen King and Peter Straub wrote. and that's the Talisman. And from what I understand, Peter Straub passed away. Uh, don't know how long ago, but he's gone. And I like Peter Straub's writing. I really do. Let's see. Right there's the epilogue. Ain't very long. 767 pages. So this is book one. Now a lot of people think this is a standalone. It's not. This is not a standalone. This is the first book of a duology. So if people says that they read this and not read the second one, then didn't get the whole story. And what is the second one? The second one is the Black House. That's the second one to that. And I've never read it. I think the Talisman. I think I did read that years ago, but I didn't know nothing about Black House until what, maybe 10 years ago or so. But so this is the second book of that. So I hope I'm trying to get these to set without it falling. Now another one I'm going to be reading next month, I believe, is 11/22/63. This is about JFK. I was born in the same year he was assassinated, around 3 months or so. Uh, this is more of a time traveling than anything else, from what I hear. So I'm looking forward to it. Then another one I need to read is Desperation. Are you desperate to get to desperation? Uh, but of course, you can tell I've had this for quite a few years. Uh, but I didn't buy it new or nothing. So, but the Desperation is another one. Another one is Stephen King's Sleeping Beauties. He wrote it with his son Owen. That's another one I need to get read. We're almost done, people. This one here, Cell. I've heard a lot about it. When it first came out, I heard a lot of bad things about it, but here recently, I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. So we'll leave it at that. Another one I need to get read is The Institute. This is one of his newer ones. Uh, I've had it for a while. Well, I've had it ever since it came out, and so The Institute. So we're going to see how that one works out. Then the last Stephen King book I need to get read that I own uh, is Holly. That's the newest one, and I did not pay the price that everybody else paid for it. I waited until it came out on Book Outlet and paid like six something for it. So, and yes, Book Outlet puts marks on them because Book Outlet don't do it. When these books get sent back to the warehouse because they didn't sell, they mark them and then they uh, sell them to other people for like $2-3. So that's how Book Outlet can do it so cheap. So anyway, that's what I got for you. That's all the Stephen King I have. About 17 books. Uh, I mean, I had one more than my book haul. So, but these are those Stephen Kings I have. Uh, I only got two books of Joe Hill, but I'm planning on doing some. I'm planning on doing a books I want to read, not Stephen King. I mean, I want to read all of my books, but there's certain authors I really want to get read, and so let's see. Or I might do a fantasy books I have that I need to read, or the thrillers I have I need to read, or something like that. Uh, so anyway, you guys have a good one, and I'll be talking to everybody at another time. Keep reading, people.